These are the best Fortnite players in North America right now, based on recent competitive performance and power rankings from Fortnite Tracker. And today we are going in depth on everything that makes them the best, from their setups to their sensitivities, gear, and play styles, and even the little habits that separate them from the average player. Starting off with peterbot, the man many consider to be the most consistent Fortnite player on the planet. His dominance isn't just luck or pure mechanics. It's the result of a setup and mindset that are both built for perfection. Peterbot uses a Logitech G Pro X Super Light 2 mouse with 800 dpi and a sensitivity of 0.09 on both X and Y. His polling rate is 1000 Hz, meaning the mouse updates 1000 times every second, which gives him near instant input response. That's what allows his aim to feel robotic, smooth, and accurate every single time he takes a shot. He uses the Steel Series Apex Pro TKL keyboard, which has some of the fastest switches in the world, making his edits lightning fast. His monitor is the Zoe XL 2566Ka 360 Hz Beast with DIAC 2 motion clarity technology, so everything on screen looks sharp, and there's no motion blur. Even in the craziest fights, peterbot pairs all that with an Artisan Zero mousepad known for perfect control and a smooth glide. It's honestly one of the most popular pads among pros because it never loses its texture even after months of use. His PC setup includes an Intel i9-13900K processor paired with an RTX 4090 graphics card and 32 GB of RAM. It's built purely for performance, giving him high FPS even in stacked late games where most players drop frames. He's a perfectionist down to every setting, including keeping his colorblind mode on Tritonite with 70% brightness because it helps him spot enemies better in storm or during night cycles in game. He also plays with near max view distance and performance mode on because it keeps the game stable and fast, but the gear alone doesn't make peterbot great. It's how he uses it. His playstyle is calm, collected, and always under control. When he edits, he doesn't panic. He reacts with absolute confidence. His fights are based on precision and timing, not flashy mechanics, and that's what makes him so hard to beat. Now moving over to Quitxn, probably the most recognizable and entertaining Fortnite player in North America. Quitxn isn't just a mechanical monster, he's a showman. Everything about his gameplay feels aggressive, flashy, and confident, and his setup matches that perfectly. Quitxn uses the Final Mouse Ultralight X, a super light mouse that weighs around 42 grams. It's so light that it feels like an extension of his hand. He plays on 800 dpi with a sensitivity of 0.1 flat and a 1000 Hz polling rate, which gives him that perfect balance of control and speed. His keyboard is his own signature model, the Quitxn Matrix 60% keyboard, which he designed with the company to match his preferences. It's compact, it's fast, and the switches are insanely responsive. He prefers linear switches because they have no bump and give him instant response when building or editing. His monitor is the Alienware AW2523 HFA 240 Hz display that has crisp visuals and low input delay. It's the same model used at older Fortnite LAN events, and Quitxn has stuck with it ever since. His PC setup includes an Intel i9-13900K processor with an RTX 4080 GPU so he can keep his FPS high even while streaming or recording. He also uses the Steel Series QK Heavy Mouse Pad, which has a smooth surface that gives him the right balance of speed and control. When you watch Quitxn play, it's like watching organized chaos. He'll take box fights that seem impossible. He'll double edit faster than anyone else, and he somehow stays composed while entertaining chat at the same time. It's not just raw mechanics, it's hours and hours of grinding, building muscle memory, and mastering how his gear reacts to every micro movement. It's honestly no surprise that Quitxn's sense and settings have inspired thousands of players around the world. Next up, we've got Cold, one of the most intelligent and underrated players in the region. He might not have the same flashy edits as Quitxn or the same robotic aim as peterbot, but Cold brings an entirely different skill set to the table. His precision and positioning make him one of the hardest players to eliminate in any tournament. Cold uses a Logitech G Pro X Super light mouse with 800 dpi and a sensitivity of 0.089. His polling rate is also 1000 Hz, just like the others. His keyboard is the SteelSeries Apex Pro Mini, which features adjustable actuation points, so he can choose how sensitive his keys are depending on what he's doing. For example, he'll use a lighter actuation when editing, but a heavier one when he wants more control in box fights. His monitor is the Zoe XL 256 6X+. The brand new model used in Fortnite lane events right now. It supports a refresh rate up to 400 Hz with DIAC 2 motion clarity that basically eliminates blur entirely. His PC setup is powered by an Intel i9-13700K processor and an RTX 4080 GPU, giving him the stability needed to hold 300+ frames at all times. What makes Cold stand out is his awareness and composure. While most players panic in stacked endgames, Cold stays, calm reads the zone perfectly and plays every layer with control. He knows exactly when to tarp, when to refresh mats, and when to drop for a pick. That level of decision-making is what separates him from players who rely only on mechanics. All three of these pros share one thing in common. Their setups are not just random, they're designed for precision, comfort, and performance, and every detail is optimized. Their gear is tuned like a race car, everything from the mouse weight to the surface texture of their pads. Even the desk height and armrest position all matter to them. Peterbot's minimalist, clean setup mirrors his calm style. Quitxn's flashy RGB setup reflects his energy, and Cold's neutral, efficient layout fits his strategic mindset. And what's fascinating is how their setups have evolved over the years. Back in the day, pros used to chase the highest DPI or craziest sensitivity settings. Now the trend is all about consistency and control. They've realized that small adjustments make the biggest difference. Instead of constantly changing their gear or DPI, they focus on mastering one setup until it feels like second nature, and that's why they're so consistent. If you've ever wondered why top players hit every shot or edit with such fluidity, it's not just talent. It's years of repeating the same motions on the exact same equipment. That kind of muscle memory can only come from dedication and repetition. Even things like their mouse cable placement or how their keyboard is tilted have a reason behind them. Peterbot, for example, tilts his keyboard slightly to the left, giving more mouse room for low sensitivity. Arm movements, Quitxn, prefers a straight keyboard alignment, since his mouse sense is a bit higher, and Cold goes for a moderate tilt, allowing flexibility for both wrist and arm aiming. When you really break it down, every choice has a purpose. And that's what separates the good from the great. It's all about minimizing distractions and maximizing performance. They're not thinking about their gear mid-fight. It's already instinctual, and that's the key to becoming a top player. When everything feels automatic, you can focus entirely on your gameplay and strategy. So the next time you're tweaking your settings, trying new DPIs, or switching gear every week, maybe think about what these players do. They don't constantly change. They master what works for them: their aim, sensitivity, mouse weight, and even mouse pad friction are things they've tested thousands of times to find what feels perfect. And that's why they play like machines. These players aren't just fast, they're efficient. They know their limits. They know how their hardware responds, and they've learned how to push it to the max. And honestly, that's what makes watching them so fun. Every tournament, every fight, you can tell they're locked in, focused, and in complete control. And that's what true mastery looks like.